now on the internet and being recorded and saved locally. So multiple options.
What level are we now?
Ah,
19.
let's just put it out there for once. Go along.
Yeah, I don't think I did do the level up. Yeah, that's right. I think the server closed before I got a chance, but I can do it real quick.
Try. Mine was super easy. I just put in different hit points.
Haven't even got to use my last one. We leveled up. I died. We leveled again.
True. That's true. You skipped level 18.
Yeah.
In essence,
I'm gonna say,
I
we're
glitched
power
through.
leveling you while you're dead.
Yeah, man. You go.
Yeah, right.
You level up and somehow you're strong, or like you be brought back to life, and somehow, even though
You know, he came back
stronger,
emotionally stronger because the
Yeah,
burdens
that's
have
it.
finally been lifted. You know, and that's worth 100,000 XP.
Man, who knew I had like a cramp right there? I just got used to it. Resurrection got rid of it.
Yeah.
My old bones, now I'm all fresh. If I'd known it was this good, I would have died.
100 years ago.
All right. Shall we?
Yes, I think we shall. Also, I had to think about it. I know we're 2 days in, or 1 day, and then we've resurrected Darius. I think it would be wise of us to wait until dawn, for the next day, because the Caduceus is out of slots.
Charges.
So
You can't use it for this fight. Yeah.
We
I'll have
we
zero.
also need Darius to actually have spells. I don't know that.
Well,
waking
here's
up
the
from his
thing.
Death
Here's the thing.
is,
I
counts for repairing.
I didn't use that many before I was killed. So I'm actually pretty healthy on spell slots. The main thing is I have -4 to attack roll, saves, and skill checks. Now, really the only one I care about is saves. I don't really make skill checks or attack rolls in combat that often. So I think that's fine. So the question is, do we want to skip an entire day just for the sake of the Caduceus? Which is I'm not leading question. That's a legit question.
Yeah.
And if so, then let's do it. But I think I'll be okay as far as what I have available to me, because I had like a round with Versi and then I was done. I've still got an 8th level spell slot. I'm pretty tapped of 0, so I might not, or 1st level, so I won't be able to give Gift of Alacrity, but I do have Arcane Recovery, so I can get some of them back.
Are we doing it?
Well, we could just manually travel this day. We could just literally actually go on the lines.
We could walk.
We get to but 2 through 5, all the spell slots there, I'm completely full. Plus I have my items and stuff like that.
Well, I have a teleport since we rested to wait for you. Anyway, we should probably do a recap before.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
Yes, that's an excellent idea.
Last time on Odyssey of Dragonlords, we traveled to where it all began for the heroes, to Versi. Darius had gotten a message to have a private meeting with Versi, which he which he thought was a good idea. So he did.
He knew it was a fucking trap, but it was. He had to do it.
We came there and we had to wait outside. It was only him who had to go in there all alone. He went into first the temple and then her creepy basement, and well, they had a talk, and she tried to. Well, she didn't really explain much. She basically said what we already know, that she has seen that if all the epic monsters meet, then that is the best chance of victory. Even if it does end up costing some life, it will not erase all life of Xylia. And then Darius was like, that seems like a bad idea. We can do something better than that. And she attacked him and ended up using power word kill on him. And well, Darius died very early on. We had set up like a buddy system of like checking in on Sending Stone. Didn't get anything. So Artemisia like double, triple, dash jump to see what happened, that Darius is dead, Versi is teleporting away, and then something is moving down the tunnel that the rest of us were waiting in. And it turned out to be the Kraken, a massive blob of tentacles and eyes, and well, a long combat ensued. It had random rays that kept putting people to sleep and paralyzing. But in the end, we were victorious and slayed the Kraken. One man down as well. And well, then we had to wait so that the Caduceus would have a charge so we can resurrect Darius. And that's it. That's it. I suppose it's morning. We're about to resurrect Darius. Yeah.
I think you did that last time because I did ascending and then we ended the session.
Oh.
I think we were finishing up with the like you had prepared the sending, like for sheep to mull over. I think.
Yeah.
Also, resurrection is an hour-long cast time.
I mean, it's not a simple project.
It's not. It's also
No.
like a crazy thing for a monk to be doing. To a
Well, I mean-
cleric.
Well, that
You're
is the
not
thing.
doing
Like
it.
the way of mercy monk. Eventually, you're like you're so good at being a chiropractor that you can bring people back from the dead by.
I'm just going to realign your seventh chakra back to life.
Yeah.
I suppose we're still at Versus Temple.
Now we're in the desert.
No, we're in the
Yes.
desert.
Let me set the scene. Actually, first of all, I have mulled over what Darius wants to send, and I can tell you there's no response, but it has been sent. Presumably, it has also been received.
I hope so. We'll see.
All right.
You're not blocked anymore.
She unplugged. Oh wow. This is weird.
We ended the last session with you once again entering Centaurland to fly towards where the Leviathan lies, where its box is unfolding. You basically sat down after your few hours of travel. As evening was arriving, found a good spot to rest, and made camp, really, so that you could resurrect Darius in the morning and ponder your further plans. It is now that morning. The sun is rising across the plains. It seems to be a pretty good day. So far, I mean, John has said that if the Tarrasque were free, you'd know. Right now, it's actually looking fairly normal. Your everyday day, as it turns out. I assume
We do
then
that.
that once the light of dawn hits the Caduceus and it recharges its powers, Artemisia does the little ritual to resurrect Darius. It doesn't take much fancy anything really. The staff itself glows briefly with its energies, and life returns. The dragon sort of moving around, getting ready, while Daravaxel stares with obvious anxiety towards the proceedings.
It's even worse for her because she knows if it fails, she's dead. Like she will just die.
Darius once again opens his eyes.
Like throws his back out, gasping for air.
Yeah, Darius looks around.
Like seven heads like above
Yeah.
him.
All right, I'm guessing I need filling in on some things.
Yes, we are all dead. In fact, this is just the afterlife.
This is a good place.
Oh, Artemisia, you should know by how much we argued about it, and I'm familiar at least with this location. I know where I am, I just don't know why.
Well, that's easy. You got killed in a trap, you dummy.
Yeah, I know. She did give some information that was worth it. Well, you came down and got me, and here we are, I guess. And I'm assuming she fled.
That's just, yes, but without you, we had to face the Kraken by ourselves.
You
So-
what?
It could have been the end of us, Darius, but in the end, it was the end of him. Slew it in those caves.
You took out the Kraken.
Oh, it's
That's the best news I could hear, given being dead and all.
the reason we're here is
Not
because
a-
we're going
not a
north to
fan.
Leviathan. We are trying to take him out too. That leaves only two. Percy's plan, though she escaped, would be impossible.
Let's maybe fill me in on the details, but that's incredible news.
Imagine
The
a
Kraken
flood-
was always
flood of
always the
eyes
wild
and
card.
tentacles.
Artemisia has tentacle flashbacks.
I fell asleep so many times, Darius. I fell asleep.
Yeah, watch 6 people just like suddenly go vacant for a second with the
I still find pieces of it around my body.
I could still feel its suckers.
Sounds
many
like I got the
tentacles.
better end of the deal in retrospect.
I'm fine, really.
Hey, there you defied teleport logic and
At one point, there were
Yeah.
3 tentacles just devouring me,
Oh,
dissolving
goodness.
Yes, it's a
Sorry.
good thing that it will now be gone.
I think
One
I
else has
blocked.
to.
This is good. This is Kraken was the wild card, and any of the other 2 would have started the Tarrasque's movement.
Yes, that's what we thought.
I think we're in the best situation we could be right now. Plus, with the Kraken dead, Versy's plan cannot work anymore, which means she now has to figure out what the right thing means to her. I fully believe that she thinks that she is doing what she thinks is right. She is trying to look after Thylia, and now that that plan is off the table, she may be more receptive.
Or
And
may be
she
out
has
for
grown-
vengeance.
Well, it's true. All I'll say to that is any debt that I owed to her has now been paid in full. I did not do any offensive measures against her, and that won't be the case if she tries again. But I'm hoping it won't come to that. And he does the sending, gets no reply. Best I can do is try. Now, moving on, Leviathan, we heard from Archirania or Tanara.
No.
I mean, well, we know they could have tried contacting you.
I'm not the
Uh.
only person in our group that they could reach out to. But if nothing else, I can use the quill tomorrow to reach out to them.
Take us a day to get there anyway.
Well then, perhaps you can tell me your deeds so I can add them to the story, since I could not see them myself while we fly.
Yeah. So we do.
I was gonna say, I think Ariette is
Mhm.
just gonna pull back a little bit. That seems like something demons can do.
Oh, I'm sure, in excruciating detail.
Yeah. It's not
I
really.
think I mentally blocked out Artemisia for most of the fight. I don't even remember just what was happening.
Oh
there.
yeah, that's right. We couldn't see her for the most
Sorry.
of
Also,
the
I could
time.
see the
Even if-
tentacles getting punched, but I have no memory of her being there.
Even if you could see me, look, it took up the whole like cavern. Like it was a
No,
blob,
yeah,
an
you
amorphous
were
blob. I was
fucking.
the other
Giant.
side.
It's a giant mess.
You just heard my grunts of determination. That's all. It was glorious.
As we fly, suddenly demons will look up and say, "And let that be a lesson, Hades. You mess with my city, I'll come for you."
There's no response.
He wasn't intimidated then. He will be now.
Maybe after we kill 4 god killers, maybe the god will be scared. Is Hades a god?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's some kind of archfiend or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The thematics around it is not difficult.
If he fucking keep messing with us, I will show up and
But even he doesn't want them to succeed at all.
no,
Yeah.
no, he wants. I mean,
He wants sustainability. He wants life to continue.
I
so
mean,
he
he wants a lot of people to die, but he doesn't want to have this all ruined by it all collapsing. I think
Well, no, he
ideally
wants
for
a-
him,
He wants a trickle of souls. Like he wants
Yeah.
consistency of people being born and dying rather
He
than
said that
just
was
getting a
ideal.
whole lot.
We were saving too many people, so he said he would have to make do with just like a huge event.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
As far as he told you, he used to be about sustainability, but then you like took the love of his life and he changed his mind.
Uh-huh. Totally not part of
Totally
something to
blaming
like
us.
steal power from Tiamat through a dragon or something like that.
it's the love of his life, power. he means.
Power. Yes, you stole power. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Case closed.
Even if it's true, I don't give a shit. He can eat it.
Let's
Do the Leviathan.
oh, Lord.
All right. After that ordeal, you eat breakfast and then you continue on across the Central Lands towards where the camp, the Blackfeather clan, used to be at least. There isn't much left of it, with the magical storm ripping apart most of the surface and really you ripping apart most of the underground.
Yeah.
It takes a good few hours of travel, your average 8-hour day. As evening approaches, you spot the camp. It is, however, not empty. You
What?
see a few centaurs milling about, a group, maybe 6 or so. Not with the same like black fetishes and equipment that you have seen the Blackfeather clan use, but different at least. A different clan. That much is safe to assume. But which one you wouldn't know. They don't seem to really look in your direction. at all, really, just investigating around. In the sky, the ominous sort of puffy clouds that have been emanating from the underground are beginning to shape, to sort of condense into a shape, long and serpentine. It's not really a creature yet. You wouldn't call it that. It is just that they seem to be nudging together, sort of fusing in parts. It's not very well defined yet, but it doesn't take a leap of imagination to think that it is certainly shaping up to be something. It still seems inanimate and really just a bunch of clouds who seem to each have a mind of their own, although mind would be an overstatement. But yeah, it's not far from apparently, presumably reanimating.
So we just go punch them in the face, right? Like,
No, the Centaurs? I mean, we just say, like, hey, guys,
Just
just
roar,
stop.
get them to scatter.
dangerous. Yeah, I mean, I'll go down and talk to them.
You approach Xerxia flying low. The moment they spot you, they shout a few words and bolt.
I wave. Hey! It's alright. So probably it's the
Right.
right action you're making. You should probably get away.
They seem to have no interest in sticking around.
Okay. That's fair. That's probably good. You know, they should probably leave. I don't think this is going to be like a non-collateral damage situation.
No, I think that's probably the right call, as you said.
Yeah.
Really.
No. Hopefully they saw what was going on here. I was like, oh, well, seems like someone released a horrible world ender. Let's
Yes, that's bold.
what can we do about it? Well, we're gonna fight it. Or we could just say the Centaurs got this and go fight another one and let them have this one.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems like a not nice thing to do, but
I mean, we did slay the people who were trying
Yeah.
to free it, / maybe had a chance or thought they had a chance of controlling it. I don't think all these other peoples do, so...
But to be fair, we could go to Historia and wait for them to ask us for help.
No.
Let's go get them.
No. That would be not great.
Do remind me, did you give Tanara and Kira a way to contact you? Sending stones or whatever?
I think we gave him one of the stones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty
so.
sure.
You did. I
Yeah,
don't have
because
them.
the only other way we have is a once per day use of sending, which is not great, and that has to come from me. So I think I'm pretty sure we did.
Well, we have 3 sending stones, right?
I think we only have 2.
Two pairs.
Oh, we have 2 pairs? I didn't know that.
Pretty sure we
What
had
your guys'
one.
character sheets tell you?
It's up to you to track equipment. I
Yeah.
cannot.
Oh, for sure.
I know you had one set, which is the set I believe.
I know that I shared one with Artemisia. That's one that I
Yeah.
know that we had.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I am like 70% sure that we gave one of those to
We could have
Arcurania?
not, because we used them last time.
We used them last session. Yeah.
Call.
did we?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
That's true.
or we use ascending.
listen-
Oh, yeah, we may have goofed. I guess if we use them then we, and no,
There
we
were-
didn't.
They didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we just
Yeah,
use
whatever.
ascending, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, Akarania was the goddess of messengers. So.
Because let's say they're also in Mitros. Surely if they find something, they can find a way to cast sending.
Yeah, so they can give us
Like,
whatever information
surely.
they found out that fits in a sentence of 20 words.
Yeah, or hold up, we need to talk.
Such as,
Like
do not, or you must,
Like-
or
I've been able to get third level scrolls and stuff like that, so I imagine if it was fate of the world dependent, they should be able to figure it out.
Oh, you don't
But
know.
no,
You don't know
we
the
didn't.
Mitros merchants. They'd say, "Well, how much is the fate of the world worth to you?"
All right.
No, I don't think we provided one.
You did not, but it is a good point that they can probably find someone to cast sending. It is third level spell, so it is within the possibility of someone in the academy. Fourth and higher would be very unlikely, but third, I suppose, works. It is then, I guess, conveniently, perhaps at this moment, that Demos gets sending. It's only a few words, basically saying, "We have information. Where are you?"
About to release the Leviathan from its prison so that we may slay it like we did the Kraken.
All right, that is your response to the sending.
Yes.
It's probably that like Demos does the whole flying low to talk to the centaurs who run away. Shortly after, you know what? We're gonna switch maps.
Oh.
Where even are we?
Yell, do not release him! Do not leave immediately!
Not quite.
Please do not. And then they forget that that's the 21st word is the important one. It gets cut off. The student at the academy looks at them, wild-eyed, and they're like, "What? Do not what?" And he's like, "They cut off the last bit. I just learned this spell." We just need a windmill, like in this hole, and then we have infinite power.
I mean,
The answer to our electronic needs.
They're very small. Really don't need that much of it. But
We could power all of Thylea.
Yeah.
Right.
with
here.
any battery, really.
yeah.
A double A
Probably not a lot
battery
of
would
use
do
for
it.
it.
All right. It takes a couple minutes after the answer has been sent by Demos. That you see a peculiar sight as one of the trees in this camp, barely alive, like half desiccated, sort of bulges slightly, and a door appears within it. Basically, like a portal that two familiar figures climb through and appear. This, of course.
Oh, they're tiny. Oh, never.
I was going to say, they are tiny.
I had the tokens on the map, which is why they're tiny.
Oh, okay.
Would be like a spell effect.
As is, of course, Tanara and Kira. Or Archirania. Archirania sort of looks at the tree with obvious amazement, chattering about something to Tanara, who just looks glum, sort of looking around in the sky, frowning, spotting you, and then basically just making eye contact, waiting for you to land.
I'm guessing that Tanara was the one who did that.
It brought them here for a tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just like Kyra being so excited.
She waits until they're settled before she basically looks at Demos and goes, "You would fight the Leviathan? You would unleash the Leviathan before hearing what we found out?"
Just well, she looks up and says,
We were gonna check
"There's
it.
only so many days left, really. And I figured if you found out something really important, you would just contact us."
He frowns a bit.
But no, your work was very important.
It was, I think. Let me tell you what we found out.
Please.
The creature, it is in fact 2 creatures merged together.
Yes.
It acts as one. It is fusing in a sense. If you want to destroy it, you have to break that fusing first. To do so, you need to attack its mind. Do enough damage to it, and it will split. Obviously, that will be even more difficult of a fight then, but it is necessary. The other thing, however, is I believe it has been convinced to do the Centaur's bidding in a sort of trade. It is intelligent, obviously. I believe that even if you weren't here, it would go seek you out unerringly. You are the object of its ire, the subject of the trade that was made. It will be summoned to destroy you, which I assume, since you are going to face it anyways, is not such a big deal in the end.
Well, all
It's
the more
capable
reason
of
to.
traveling through the
do it.
plains.
Kira sort of perks up from the back. And we also have some put it educated guesses, perhaps. It would be ideal if you fought this thing away from any potential source of water. We're talking within miles. So here would be problematic. We're too close to the coast.
All right, so we could
I mean-
release it, or rather, Akarania and Tanara could release it, and it would come straight for us still, so we could be in the middle of the desert.
It would, presumably, as far as we're aware, anyways.
A big chance.
It's good to know.
Tanara says, it might even be a good idea if it wasn't destroyed immediately after summoning. I think that even though it agreed to this trade, it will not be in the Centaur's control. Not at all. It will leave a path of destruction behind it. It can't avoid it. It is a creature of primordial elements. It will change the land around it, and it will not change it for the better. But perhaps it is beneficial for my people to see the madness they've unleashed for a little bit at least. And it might be beneficial for them to see you defeated after they've seen the destruction they've unleashed. It might change their opinion of you slightly, even though I suppose you would be intentionally letting it destroy some of my lands. It would be, I don't know, a questionable move, although maybe one that is necessary.
Ah. What would happen if we just fought it here, if it's close to water?
It has power over the ocean and the sky. One of its parts is an ocean elemental, a elder titan of the ocean. The other is an elder titan of the skies.
It's a titan. The axe of Xander. It's 2 titans. Does it count twice?
Yeah, probably. Well, well and good, but if it does as much destruction as say, then perhaps we should fight it here. Battle might be harder, but
It will be harder. And the centaurs, who will undoubtedly be attracted to the spectacle, will see you destroy their god once again. Or at least the thing they would probably consider something akin to their god. The clans have united after all. They've agreed to this course of action, even though they're not aware of the madness they are unleashing, the things that the Black Feather clan has kept secret from them. This is not a patron of anyone. This is a primal force that doesn't care for anything other than its own existence, changing the world around it to suit its need and destroying anything around it that doesn't suit its nature.
Oh boy.
Yet it doesn't seem quite right to let it just rampage, even if that's to show them what they've done.
I agree. PR isn't a reason to do this, especially because they venerated Sidon. I don't see why they would come to sense after seeing their god destroyed by us if it didn't work last time.
Yeah,
You save lives, even if it means
Isn't that the
more difficulty later.
the bleeding heart, honesty, and the look away from the political realism that inspired you to change your mind? Doing the right thing for the right reason.
Shannara frowns a bit as Akarania pipes up and says, "You are absolutely right. You are heroes. This is a world that needs heroes. We need to destroy those that would want harm to anyone, really, whether they are angry centaurs or not. In fact, just because they're angry at you, it's even more of a reason to help them. Sooner or later, they'll realize that you've done a good thing for them.
What Metros would do.
It is what Metros would do."
Tenora, you know these lands better than anybody. Regardless of how much we put centaur lives in danger or not, for good image or not, putting that aside, if it is in its correct territory here, victory would still be implausible. So we will need somewhere to go, regardless.
It's an obvious area of the steppes that would make for a good battlefield. Southeast of here, a while. Scorch Runner territory, as it turns out. Our territory is... There's not much water there. The rivers don't carry much. Whatever it could do with the water there, it would not be very effective.
Well, then we need to set that up and clear the path for it to rampage. I don't know how much we'll be able to protect your lands, but you can try to protect your people. Force it to where we can destroy it with as few casualties as possible.
I don't think we could guarantee that unless we fought it right here. No matter where it travels, it'll leave trail of destruction a mile wide.
I
We'll find it
understand,
right here.
but we need to try. If Demos, let's take them seriously. Assume that they've found good information. If it's a being made of water and it's near the ocean, that's functionally unlimited amount that it could tap into. We do need to separate it from that.
The additional problem is that should we enter the territory of another clan and do something that cannot be ignored, my clan would intervene. They would attempt to help this creature. I couldn't convince them otherwise.
Fighting it here, it may be more powerful, but the centaurs will be spared. Demetia? What do you think?
It wouldn't be right for us to have people slaughtered just to make things a bit easier for us. Life is life, and attempting to make ours easier at the cost of life is not okay.
Not how I saw it, but yeah, makes sense. Area?
Well, I don't want to endanger centaurs, obviously. But my people, we lived in harmony with both the ocean and the sky, and fighting one of those powers, well, it always seemed impossible already. Fighting two seems, well, even more so. I don't know whether these beings are, well, the ocean and the sky, or just partially it, but I'm not sure which is the best action. Of course, we cannot cut away air from the air elemental.
No, Sonara says, to destroy it, we must first disrupt it, and your magical weapon should do that job nicely. But it can only be destroyed if we disrupt its mind on top of that, after which it will split. Then we disrupt its individual halves, and we can at least stop it.
Once it's split, do you think it'll keep working towards the same goal, or will it
I-
have new minds?
I couldn't say if it changes, but I would assume not.
Okay. Was it fused by the ritual, or
No, it is a. As far as I understand the documents we've recovered, it fought as individuals in some ancient war, but found itself lacking. So it joined in an alliance with, well, the two parts, I suppose, joined in an alliance that eventually became permanent.
Well, presumably they killed gods.
Yes.
We defeated the Kraken, though. Now we have Darius with us, too.
are we sure we can defeat it? Here. Because if we
I-
can't, then we won't be able to stop it and it will rampage.
None of us have seen the research ourselves. I think we need to take the advice of the people who've been working on this.
The notes we've discovered, Kira says, don't really tell us how powerful it is, but they at least think it is more powerful than Sidon could ever be, and therefore think it has a chance at defeating you.
It might be more powerful now as well, since it doesn't have to share the domain.
Hmm.
Ultimately, though, I do not want to endanger the centaurs. We have to fight it here. Well,
Did Darius tell us what Percy said?
Yeah, you can. I assume we filled each other in on the way.
All right, just didn't want to have that. Let's say that. Well, if what Percy said is true, then should we truly fail, if fall and falter, should all hope be lost, Mitros herself will intervene.
That was only if all four of them were together.
I have no doubt in my mind she will do whatever she can to save our world. Right now, she's acting through us. And I do believe that both in her draconic form, as she exists now, she would have done what seemed right, no matter the difficulty, the hardship, challenge she might face. Spoken with the certainty of a religious man, I say. As such, I have no doubt in my mind what the right decision is. However, I swore an oath. My decision alone does not decide the decision of us all. I will go with you, my companions, wherever it takes us.
Various nods of that. I also want to do what's right. And it comes down to a very critical question. Is it possible to do so while it's near the water? If it's simply a matter of being more difficult, we've overcome everything that's come before us, and like Demos said, it is the right thing to do, if it is possible. If it is not, then it is, sadly, the foolish option. We must defeat this thing, whatever that means.
well, it cannot be defeated if it's not separated from the elements, then
we must try to just save as many people as we can. And we don't do that by all dying.
no. What I mean is, if that is the case, then we are already lost. We cannot separate it from the air already. It must be able to be defeated, even if it is stronger.
You have a point. Perhaps the fact that one can still pull from its element and one could not is the reason that they would be able to be separated. Just don't know.
We've done the
Well-
impossible before. What others told us was impossible. And we simply do not know much. If we begin to question these things too strongly, then we will never do anything. We do not know that we can defeat the other legendary beasts either. Nor is there time for us to study and find out. We'll have to trust the skills that have brought us here. Made us get this far.
We
And I
have
do believe
we
if we kill one half of it, if we can kill the air part at least, even if the other one is near the water, then it will no longer be a god killer. It may be an elder titan, but we have faced those before. If it runs away, escapes half of it, then in time we will hunt it down, separate it from the water, and slay it.
we do have 4 days. Not until we need to take out one. But we do have them. Correct. Teresk has not been disturbed yet. Perhaps it can. How close are we to the box, Sheep?
You're in the camp that's right above it. It's maybe half an hour traveling through caves and such to get down there. Maybe a bit longer, actually.
Let me get closer to it. If I'm next to it, I might be able to see through the timelines whether it's even possible. We have time for that at least.
That's nuts. Half an hour can't hurt.
Inara also says, obviously, if you decide to fight this thing, I will be there with you. As I'm sure will Akirania, although she sort of looks over to the dragon. Akirania frowns at the implication that she can't contribute. I also have some ideas to perhaps mitigate the abilities of the Ocean Titan.
Please share.
Water stops being water if it's frozen.
Done.
I don't know if it will work though.
Could also be susceptible to heat. An incredible amount of it. Probably only the fire dragon would provide that much, but these things are worth trying. Perhaps it is vulnerable to cold if it's made of air and water.
Looks the spell all thunder. Lightning and thunder.
Yes, yeah.
Did I consider taking a cold spell? Yes. Did I do it? No. No. All right. Well, how are we getting down there, Darius?
We used the dragons last time. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to keep going.
All right. Are we all going in there to scout?
Oh, we should not to.
You're
We're not going to
welcome
start
to.
this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to go down there to start it anyway.
Yeah.
But
No matter what
Arya
we
is
do.
also like, Darius is not going anywhere alone. You already got to kill once.
Go down there, Bruce. He's there. So let's continue from where we left.
Yeah.
I knew
So,
you would be here.
My second casting of
Poor cat. I did get a long rest last night. It
Yeah, yeah,
was
it's
very
great.
peaceful. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Slept like a baby.
Motherfucker. All right, let's
Damn.
go. Look, he going down.
We'll see.
Travel through all the narrow tunnels.
Yeah. Through the
What do you
box.
Alright, travel down, down, and down. Well, I'll skip putting you on the actual maps because there's nothing really in your way. The occasional, like, territorial cave lizard, perhaps. Not exactly a challenge. The demons that used to inhabit the sort of base camp just about the cube are long gone. But like campfire burned out, the tent sort of ripped apart by probably some underground beast here. And the cube has grown fairly silent, actually. Much of the runes you've seen last time, actually, let me reveal that so I can describe that better. Much of the runes you've seen last time have grown dim. The movement of the gears and such inside has almost ceased. Occasionally there's like a snap, a twitchy movement of them, a crunching sound, as another puffy cloud emerges from the inside, but it does not look healthy. Occasionally there's a strong wobble of the entire cube.
All right. If we knew how to open it, right?
John knew how to open it, but he's not here, and he also didn't really tell you. But you could give me an Arcana check.
I thought we did. I thought that was part of the thing why we came here.
John heavily implied that it wouldn't be difficult.
Okay. Well, I'll try Arcana.
I mean, looking at how fucking fucked up this place is, probably not that difficult.
You know what? I really need this to succeed, so I'm gonna do some trances. Can always short rest if I need to.
I mean, I can tell you.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, that's not 20.
There we go. I'll crit on this. Yeah, would like to learn how to open the box.
All right. It is early evening, the current day. I don't believe you've had a long rest yet, so we're still on that track. If you spent the 20 on it,
yes.
Well, what's your modifier?
My Arcana. Let me just roll that.
Mine's the skill checks. Yes, mine is the skill checks.
That's right. So that would be what, plus 12. So 32 minus 4 is 28.
28. Okay. With a 28, you know enough to reliably open the cube. You also know the most likely consequence of doing so, which is devastating, to say the least. It does not open quietly, because whatever is inside will likely want to escape immediately, breaking everything in its path. Being on top of the cube as that happens is a bad idea. Likely the chains will snap, the entire thing will probably plummet into the Never See, and bad things happen.
So you want to like be afar and use Mage Hand or something to flip the switch or flip the last, whatever it is you need to do?
Yes. With a 28 and a nat 20 at that. Darius, looking at the runes, I mean, most of them are completely faded. Some are still sort of flickering. It may very well be possible to manipulate the right runes to basically put the cube on a timer. So that it basically pops open like in an hour or in 2 hours, roughly around that.
Can I set it for like 1 minute?
You could set it for a minute too, sure. Short as possible.
Yeah, or like whatever. Well, hang on. Just go with it for a second. So basically, I crank the dial to the lowest setting possible. So if I can get it to a second, that'd be great. And he hovers over like, okay, I know I can do this. I could open this right now if I wanted to. He's then going to cast Augury. And the question would be, hang on, let me put how this goes. By casting, you receive an omen, a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. So if I'm thinking about the possibility of opening this right now, leaving it near the ocean and fighting it.
Right, you are planning to set the timer to 1 second to open the cube.
For
And
the
you cast
purposes of the spell.
well, no, the spell tells you if your plan is good. Are you planning to set the timer to 1 second to open the cube? Is that what you're asking the augury whether that's a good idea?
Yes, I just don't want to be committed to the actual action. Is what I'm getting at it.
I was
But
gonna
it's
say
like-
it's gonna tell you it's a bad idea.
You're gonna explode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spell specifies you receive an omen about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 seconds.
Okay, so maybe I'll have to do this right before we actually attempt it. Okay, well, still good to know. Good to know that that's an option. I'll keep that in mind for when we try. And if we get absolutely not, don't do this, there's nothing good to be gained from it, then we'll know to go to the backup location. Yeah? Does that seem like a fair compromise?
Just don't
mean,
see how this could ever say it's a good idea.
Well, if you're defeating it and saving lives and it's coming open anyway, like presumably the spell knows the context.
I mean, the thing with the spell is what is a good? What is good? What is bad? Doing whatever it is you're planning will make the cube you're standing on explode if you set it to 1 second. Which you don't need to
Okay.
cast a spell. That's bad. If
Yeah.
you plan to open it in such a way that it triggers in the next 2 hours and then ask a spell, I would allow that.
Yeah.
It would most likely still tell you that the result is bad because out pops a god killer, and the spell does not know if you can be victorious or not.
All right, fair enough.
So whatever
Fair
you
enough.
do here, it's gonna be bad. The question is whether you can weather that
Oh,
badness.
wait.
and
I
the
have a
spell
different
can't
thing to
help.
do that. I have a different thing to do exactly that. That's why I have divination. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. It's been a while. There's a lot of stuff. You magic offer with a god or god servant. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal or event or activity to occur within 7 days. DM offers a truthful reply. Might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change, such as the casting of additional spells or loss or gain of a companion. If I do it more than once per day, there's a chance of a random reading. So there we go. Can I do that and try to let's we want Mitros might do this thing. Let's check with her. Let's check with Mitros about the odds of success, or like is it feasible to fight this thing here and save lives, or should we go to the backup location? It's concerning the goal of killing this thing with as few casualties as possible.
Okay. Phrase your question for me. Again,
Okay.
just so I know what you're asking.
Hang on, I can't think of the exact words. Someone just go out of character for a second. What I'm getting at, or what I'm fishing for, is it possible to kill this thing here? Basically, if we let it out and fight it right here, is it in the cards for it to die? Or is it impossible because of the proximity to water?
All right. The answer then, that all of you hear, not just Darius, a booming voice, although it does sound distant in your heads, is the following phrase. Many scoff at the idea, but not I.
Okay, there we go. That settles that then, I think.
I mean, if any god has been paying attention, she's live monitoring this whole thing.
Dinos, give me your choice of religion or insight.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm equally terrible at them.
Yeah, hearing the voice, it is accompanied by a bit of a sudden a mix of a warmth as well as a refreshing cold. You are absolutely certain that that was Darius basically opening the way for Mitros to tell you something. You aren't entirely sure whether how confident she may be in the words. There's definitely the thought that, many would scoff at that idea. Probably refers to other gods. So if you had asked someone else, maybe they would have told you, no, you can't.
Well,
It's going to be really fucking hard, but it's doable.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
Mitros believes so.
That's, I was gonna say that seems like what we usually do. Yeah.
Yeah, right? That's another Thursday.
All right.
Well, in that case, I do think we do need to take the long rest then. We have the time. Because we need the Caduceus. I just burned another one of my spells that it's a 4th level spell to do that. Would also reduce my penalty to -3, which is nice. I think we do need to be at like top form for if we want to fight it here.
Yeah, I do think so. If we're gonna fight the hardest battle possible, especially for you, like the rest of us has had a long rest, but it's more so like Darius's big things is being able to do a lot of different things. Like there's so many things you can do to solve things. So like that's not true if you don't have your spell slots. Then you're a guy with a Cyphos.
Yeah.
Which,
And not that good with it.
hey.
You know.
Like props for bravery and all, but yeah. Now we do stand in a dilemma. Heldomir, it seems, had to leave.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice.
I mean,
Oh.
I could tell you, we can't fight this thing without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Yeah, that's what I was
we're
thinking
gonna go
too.
for the hard mode, and Artemisia against Elder Titans specifically. So it's like, well, Ariad and Artemisia are the real damage dealers here for psychic damage and for the anti-Titan X. I'll try to keep it two alive as best as I can, and then Darius will probably do something similar. I don't even know what Darius could do.
So many
anything,
things,
anything
that's what I'm
seemingly.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just pull something out. It's like, oh,
whatever we need.
Yeah, I'll just ask your god real quick. They're like, oh, that's an option.
Oh,
you can do that now.
hey.
Is that okay? That's cool.
Yeah, but that's
say.
my thing. I don't have much in terms of power. I'm the setup guy. I'm the set you up for success guy.
Yeah, you're the
Um,
finger gun guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you got this, champ.
Yeah.
Claps you on the back and leaves to the
Yeah.
bleachers with a beer in hand.
We're going for an early night.
I
Wake me up
drove
if the
you to the
world doesn't
stadium.
end.
What else? Yeah, I drove you to the stadium. What else do you want from me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that seems to be that then. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to sort of do, but
Well, I mean, I don't think there's much else to do unless we want to. I don't know.
And say, yeah, you're right
Talk to-
there.
Talk to the other two a bit, but like,
Free
yeah,
it
go to
to me.
bed.
summon it, fight it. That's pretty much what happens. So
Yeah. Which means Tarask. Well, hang on a second. Wait. Hang on. I'm just looking at the timing of this because we're what 4 days from the cube's auto opening.
Yeah.
Is that right?
well,
So if we
yes,
sleep-
I mean yes. After tonight, it'll be 4 days. Well, no, 4 days right now. Yeah. After tonight.
Yeah,
3
'cause-
days.
No, you are in fact 2 days away from the cube opening.
What? Oh my
We're
god.
2 days.
All right.
What? Oh, jeez. Oh, right, because we did another day. Right? Yeah. Of travel time. Oh, okay. Yes, we
So
really
we're
got
at
to
day
get on it.
3. Is that how it's?
You are at the end of day 3, basically.
Oh my god, guys! I thought we were
I thought
fine.
it was 2. Well, hang on a sec, because we teleported. Didn't we teleport to?
University.
Yeah.
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 So that was, and then we did the Kraken and the travel on the same day. So I'm pretty sure we've just done 2 days of. Am I
Well,
missing something?
1 ended. 1 travel a day. 2. 3.
No, we weren't at the Mithril Mountains. We teleported. So on day 1, or thought it was day 1, we teleported here, fought the Kraken, and moved here. And then this day, we moved here and talked to Mitros and figured out how to open the cube. That's 2 days.
The timeline starts when you discovered that the cube would open in 5 days. You
Oh,
teleported-
okay.
You
Got it.
teleported to Mitros, talked to Icarus, took a long rest.
Okay, so that was a day. Okay, got it. So Icarus,
Yeah, so
then
day 3.
this. So this, we are currently at the end. All right, thank you. Yeah. Oof. And it's at
Yeah,
the end of day 5 that they open, or the beginning
Oh, John said on the day.
on the day.
All
Oh,
right,
geez.
So you got to sort of do this tomorrow. Well, today, ideally, and then Tarask will
Well, no,
begin
because we
showing
could
up.
we
It
could.
takes 3 days,
yeah.
right? So
I think the optimal way to do this is to do this one the day before it happens naturally. Then we can teleport closer to Big Red Dragon after having a long rest. Or long rest and then use teleport immediately, depending on what spell slots I have left. We fight Big Red Dragon the next day, while Tarask does its second day of travel or first day of travel. Long rest after Big Red, go meet it out in the sea. If we do this the day before it's supposed to open anyway, then we get a long rest between each one. And fight each of them like at their locations, not giving them a chance to spread around.
I believe that.
Yeah, so if on day 3, yeah, so we're just in time. We can afford to sleep here, fight Leviathan tomorrow, trigger Tarask, go to Big Red
No one better die.
again.
If we don't have time.
Yeah, I'm basically not losing these modifiers for the rest of the campaign. That's rough. Well, no, I mean there's still that threat about Lutheria, so this might not be the end. It certainly seems like a big, like, grand finale event.
Well, after this, there's going to be the post-game stuff.
True.
Got to deal with Hades. Got like we
Just
still haven't.
as-
We still
oh
have
yeah,
to visit-
Hades exists.
We got to visit
forgot
the
about Hades.
fates. You know,
There's so many things.
Fate's got to
So
be
many
dealt
things.
with. We got to visit the Astral Sea. Meet all the cool characters there as gods.
Do that thing. Yeah, I beat the main story. Now I want to explore the world.
Yeah, the main story was Sidon and Lutheria. Yeah, well,
It seems so insignificant now compared to all the other stuff that went on with like Pharos and the Scylla and these guys.
I do enjoy that you're contemplating when not if, when to fight the Tarrasque, and then going, I wonder what's after that. I can tell you the CR scale stops at 25 and the Tarrasque is at 30.
Yeah.
If it were as written, which I can guarantee you is not.
Yeah, well, he is not going to have my city. No,
Yeah.
I will not. I will not allow it.
The other thing is we
Because
don't
you know
where
what
he's
does have a
coming
spell
from.
of each type? The Academy. Use barrage of tiny cantrips. Go.
Yeah, I'm afraid though, with Haldemir having an emergency, I don't think we can continue tonight. This is not a fight where I'll just be, oh, okay, I'll pilot Artemis, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
It's
no.
okay.
No, of course not.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah. Well, there's another Saturday in a week, right? No, Sunday, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
Yes.
That's
There
a lot
always
of
will be.
Saturdays.
Yeah, hopefully.
So we're all good for next Saturday?
I am.
Should be.
21st, I'm not aware of anything that could come
Yeah.
in the way.
I can tell you the 28th I won't be able to make, unfortunately, but 21st should be good.
Yeah. Same for me, probably.
Oh, that's convenient, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
The two of you not being able to make the same week. Then we can fight Leviathan next week, and then, there'll be like a week of downtime to prep the Red Dragon fight, and then kill him, and then we'll just finish up the Tarrasque, and
Yeah,
then
then,
go
you
visit the
know,
Fates. And be like,
just
so, Fates, how about this? Then
high five for
and
them,
then
you know?
they will look at us and they will say, "Oh, we would offer you a deal." Say no. This time we say no.
They'll say fuck you, and then we stab them in the face.
What other loose ends do we have? Who was mean to us in high school? Basically is the vibe there.
Yeah, that's it. That's basically the energy, isn't it?
Where's those actors who make a mocking play?
Oh man. That'd be awful.
The real truth is, guys, when we kill the God Killers, we can never leave this dimension. Because we will be as terrifying to the
The
gods
greater
as
gods will.
yeah.
the God Killers were.
Yeah,
Unless we
so
become
Darius,
gods,
you're
in which
stuck
case
here.
that's completely nullified anyway.
Yeah. Be like, what are you gonna do? We're peers now.
More than that, we're four peers who can actually work together to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Four
is
gods who
rare
have
for gods.
a oath pre-sworn to always have each other's backs.
Yeah.
That's
we
pretty
physically
scary.
we cannot break it then.
Yeah, at that point.
And I mean, we're going to be gods, but so is Cirxa and Argan and Arvandar and Darthaxis. That's 8 gods. Would we abandon the dragons? Seems weird to.
I was gonna say,
Of course not.
Ariad will try and not become a god, definitely.
Okay.
Still, if at all possible, that's not gonna happen.
Although this world needs guardians,
Yeah, well, Argan and
Protectors.
you guys,
divine protectors.
you know. There's only so many spots, and well,
She's looking to do like a Theros and be like the big fish in the small pond rather than the small god in the big sea.
No, she wants rebirth.
Oh.
She wants to be recycled. I think is He can't do that if she's a god. So.
No.
But you know, if necessary, of course she'll do it. Right?
To be
That's-
fair, the world already has the one god it needs, which is Metros.
you know.
There's only one god.
Oh, I need to do my level up. I actually can do that. Feels appropriate
Yeah,
after
you're
all this
gonna
time
be,
to be going back to Bard.
Yeah, well, stream. Turns out that's all she wrote tonight. We will pick up probably next week and do some more. Beyond that, of course, if you're really desperate for more, there's probably 20 hours of content on the channel. Yeah. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Night.